Here. Mathias Venditto. Did I say that correctly? Okay.
You never do.
Hello. My name is Mathias Venditto. I'm very used to it, though I couldn't spell my name until 3rd grade, so I'm very used to it. Let me get started with the, well actually first let me say thank you to you guys, because this is the first organized event that was implemented, sponsored, and carried out by the citizens, not by somebody who's actually trying to promote their outreach to citizens. This is actually put together by the citizens, so thank you very much. I'm going to try to stay close to the questions that I got from you. And I have to actually start with, when I speak, I say the word they a lot. I'm running no party affiliation because I understand both parties have been infiltrated by the very domestic terrorists that our forefathers warned us about. That's why when we say an oath, or when they give a military or the president gives an oath, it's to all enemies, both foreign and domestic. They warned us about it, and we've been being attacked for about the past 100 years when you actually sit down and do your own research. So when I say they, know who I'm talking about, what our founders were speaking of back then. Where I found and developed my moral fibers are extremely strong, and they're rooted, deeply rooted in good soil. I developed my true moral understanding in between the covers of the Holy Bible, which is God's Word. My opinion of fiscal responsibility. Fiscal responsibility is a lot of things. It's not just not raising taxes or asking for more taxes or only spending the money that you have. I like my definition I wrote down. Providing a constitutionally correct government which prohibits the ability of overspending by mandating a sound currency that can't be printed out of thin air at the whim of the domestic terrorists. In short, let's end the Federal Reserve. They can't spend more money than they have, and we have fiscal responsibility. What is my opinion on constitutionally limited government? Follow the Constitution as it was written in its original intent. It's very simple, but it's sad because most people don't realize that the Constitution, we're indoctrinated. We don't get taught what liberty is. So they don't realize that, and I need your help with this, because people, the domestic terrorists say that there's supposed to be a way to interpret the Constitution. Well, these first 52 words actually do that. We the people of the United States, in order to, then there's 5 things that are mandated, or 6 things that are mandated right there, and then do, ordain, and establish these, the Constitution of the United States, which means if it doesn't add up to those 6 things, then it's not supposed to be a law, it's not a bill, it's against the Constitution. And what I mean by that is, let's go to the first one, to secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Nobody knows what liberty is anymore. Nobody understands that it thrives in your heart. That's where it is. We've been dampened by the domestic terrorists over the past 100 years. Like liberty, we can't follow our Constitution because we don't know what liberty is. It would just follow it right. Every law should be measured up to these 6 things. And if it doesn't add up, it shouldn't be in existence. What is my opinion of the free market? My definition of free market is a fair economic playing field that all parties that are citizens of the United States have access to use their gifts, skills, abilities, and talents to pursue the dreams and goals that they might have in life. That actually is the 5th thing of these 52 words, the first sentence of the Constitution, general welfare. The domestic terrorists have changed it to where people think welfare is giving out money to people who need it. No, welfare is literally the free market. It's setting up a fair playing field for everybody. That's very important. It's right here in our opening document. The reason why I would be a great representative is because most legislators are 1 out of 120 votes. They can't get much done because they're worried about the bureaucracy. But this position is about liberty. It's about taking the authority of the state and putting it in the hands of we the people. So as representative, what I will do is I'll write certain legislation in a way that I will hand deliver it to all 119 other people. And whether they co-sponsor it or not, we will know if they're on our side or the domestic terrorists, the traitors in office, so to speak. So 2 years from now, other patriots, just like me, that's the only way we're going to fix our country, is more people who don't want to be in politics. Trust me, I don't do things that are my will anymore. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't be here. I love all the guys that I'm going against, but I haven't seen true liberty in any candidate across the whole state.
Okay. What would you do to improve the current economic situation in Santa Rosa County in the state of Florida, where the unemployment rate exceeds the national average?
Okay, so am I focusing on unemployment?
What would you do to turn the economy around?
Okay, well, the economy, it's really easy to declare state sovereignty. By doing that, we don't spend the money, or we don't send the money off to the feds and ask them and beg them to give it back to us through the unconstitutional mandates that they're actually putting forward. I'm such a constitutionalist. If it's not in the Constitution, they're not supposed to be doing it. The 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto are actually being practiced right now. All 10 of them. We studied it. It was written in mid-1800s. But unemployment, I agree with John so well, wherever he is, because no, it shouldn't be there. All these unfunded mandates, everything that we're printing money out of thin air in order to actually try to keep afloat, it's going to make our problem that much worse when it all catches up to us. So if we don't take the hard thing right now, our children, I have a 2.5-year-old daughter, that's why I'm fighting so hard. They literally will not have a chance. We are being infiltrated. Make no mistake about it. We have domestic terrorists, and I hate that I keep using it, but that is what our forefathers warned us about, so we have to wake up and do something.
Like Arizona, Florida is a sovereign state under the 10th Amendment and has the right and duty to protect its citizenry. Will you as a state legislature support legislation that allows the state and local enforcement agencies to protect its citizenry against the onslaught of illegal aliens?
Yes, of course. This one's a tough one because they're trying to get us to be very happy to ask for papers. I get it, we really need to keep the immigration in force and in check, but we cannot sacrifice 1 ounce of liberty in order to do so. There's things behind this. They've given an indemnity to the police or the officers in Arizona, which I don't think is fair, which means that it's given uncontrolled mandates to these people, and it's connecting the Fed and state in such a way that we don't want. We already have the Real ID Act. The next thing is putting a national ID, and you know where it goes from there. So yes, we need to enforce our immigration laws. But really, when you look at it, the domestic terrorists it's easier for 10 goat herders to get in here legally who will feed off the trough than it is for 1 person from Europe to get here who will feed into the trough. And that's what we have set up. So we have to fix that problem before we can even think about going and asking people for papers. I'm a biblical person, I'm sorry to say, but we cannot have anything that tracks and traces anybody and implement it as we the people. We have to fight that, make sure that liberty is prevailing 100%, and then let's do our own state laws. Let's hold them, let's not even call ICE. Let's deport them ourselves. There's certain things that we can do, but we have to make sure that we don't fall into the trap that's being led for us. I have 30 more seconds, so I'm going to say, like this mosque thing. I think it's horrible, so horrible, but patriots, beware. What they're trying to do is to get us to say, stomp on their personal property rights, so that they can then do it to us. God gives us our rights. The reason why they're trying to destroy God is so that they can say they give us our rights. There's things that are going on that we need to be awake, we need to stand up, because if we don't, it's all lost.
Hey, what is your stance on drilling offshore of Florida for gas and oil?
Gas and oil. It is necessary. We need to right now. But you're talking to somebody who does biodiesel as a hobby, as an industry. We didn't need to be on oil 10 years ago. I actually make my own electricity for my house using biodiesel. There's technologies and sciences that are out there that we can be off of it right now. Again, I speak of the domestic terrorists that keep it all hidden. They keep this information from us and keep us on fossil fuels. So yeah, 10 years ago, if I would have been in office and pushing the things that I have, that Gulf oil spill wouldn't have happened. Because we would have been actually using other sources, which are there. Brazil, it has a cash crop. It's called jatropha, which would grow great here in Florida. They are energy independent, the only country in the whole world. So I think we've been hoodwinked by big corporations, big government, to make us feel like we need to be on it. When I know personally the science that we can get off of it. I'm doing that at my own house.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, everybody, very much.